A Desolate Shore by William Ernest Henley. A desolate shore, the sinister seduction of the moon, the menace of the irreclaimable sea, flaunting, tawdry and grim, from cloud to cloud along a beat, laying a battered and inverted leer, the signals where he prowls in the dark alone, a horrible old man, mumbling out oaths and warming, his villainous old bones with villainous talk, the secrets of a grisly housekeeping since they went out upon the pad, in the first twilight of self-conscious time. Growling, hideous and hoarse, tales of unnumbered ships, goodly and strong, companions of the advance, and some by ally of the night, waylaid and buggle beyond day. Deeps, heller than prime Valus, ruined, dishonored, spoiled, the live ever lean water-worm crawls free of her secrets, and the broken sides bulge with the slime of life, as they abide, as fold and desecrate, the summons of a trumpet, and the while restrain, the murderous, unrivened, purge rebel unsubdued, hang off heels of her children, she aloft as in the shining streets, he as an ambush of some accomplished dawn. The stalwart ships were beautiful and bold adventurers, stationed out yonder in the isle, the tall policeman flashing his bull's-eye as he peers about him in the ancient vacancy, tells them this way safety, this way home. Beside the idle summer sea, by William Ernest Henley. Beside the idle summer sea, and in the vacant summer days, light love came fluting down the ways where you were loitering with me, who hast not welcomed, even as we, the jocund minstrel in this lace, beside the idle summer sea and in the vacant summer days. We listened, we were fancy free, alone in terror and amaze, we stood alone at gaze, with an implacable memory beside the idle summer sea. Bring her again, O western wind, by William Ernest Henley. Bring her again, O western wind, over the western sea. Gentle and good and fair and kind, bring her again to me. Not that her fancy holds me dear, not that her hope may be, only that I may know her near, wind of the western sea. Crosses and troubles, by William Ernest Henley. Crosses and troubles, and many have proved me. One or two women, God bless me, have loved me. I've worked and dreamed, and I've talked at will, of art and drink, I have had my fill. I've comforted here, and I've succored there, I've faced my foes, and I've baked my friends. I've plundered, and sometimes made amends, I've prayed for light, and I've known despair. Nor look before as I look behind, come storm, come shine, whatever befall, with a grateful heart and a constant mind, for the end I know is the best of all. Dedication, by William Ernest Henley. Take, dear, my little sheaf of songs, for old or new, all that is good in them belongs only to you. And singing as when all was young we will recall, was others, lived but left unsung, the band of all. Fill a glass of golden wine, by William Ernest Henley. Fill a glass of golden wine, and while your lips are wet, set the perfume under mine, and forget, every kiss we take and give leaves us less of life to live. Yet again, you woman mine, and I happy while I've met, all the sweets to me resign, no regret, that depresses every breath, sighed, or singing near death. Friends, old friends, by William Ernest Henley. Friends, old friends, one sees how it ends. Woman looks or man tells lies, and the pleasant brooks and the quiet skies, ruined with brawling and caterwauling, enchant no more as we did before, and so it ends with friends. Friends, old friends, and what if it ends? Should we dare to shriek, what we live to learn? It has done its work, it has served its turn, and to forgive and forget, to hanker and fret, we can be no more as we were before, and it ends with friends. Friends, old friends, so it breaks, so it ends, where let it rest, it has fallen one, and is still the best what either has done, each as he stands, a work of its hands, which shall be more as he was before, what is it ends with friends? From a window in Prince's Street, by William Ernest Henley. Above the cracks that fading gloom stands the banner of Arthur's seat, wedged high against the evening gloom beholden rises street on street. With lamps bejeweled straight ahead, like grim-pied walls the houses lean, all spired and doomed and turreted, sheered to the valley's darkling green. Ranged in mysterious disarray, the castle, menacing and austere, looms through the lingering last of day. And with silver dusk you hear, reverberated from crack and scar, bold buckets blowing points of war. I gave my heart to a woman, by William Ernest Henley. Gave my heart to a woman, I gave it to a branch and a root. She bruised, she wrung, she tortured, she cast it underfoot. Under feet she cast it, she trampled it where it fell, she broke it all to pieces, and each was a clod of hell. Where in the rain and the sunshine, where lay and smouldered long, and each, when again she viewed them, had turned to a living soul. In Memoriam, Thomas Edward Brown, by William Ernest Henley. He looked half person and half skipper, a quaint beautiful blend with blue eyes go to sea and old world whiskiers. You found him cynic, saint, salt, humoristic Christian poet, with free far-glancing, luminous utterance and a heart large as Saint Francis. With all a brain stored with experience, letters, fancy, art, and scored with runs of human joy and pain, till 66 years he used his gift unparalleled of laughter and tears, and left the world a high-built golden drift of words, to grow more golden with the years, till a great silence fallen upon his ways, break into song, and even had laugh have praise. In the year that's come and gone, by William Ernest Henley. In the year that's come and gone, love is flying thither, stopped slowly, gave facade, and bade us walk together. In the year that's coming on, though many a frothy broken, we at least will not forget aught that love hath spoken. In the year that's come and gone, dear we wove a feather, all of gracious words and thoughts binding two together. In the year that's coming on, with its wealth of roses, we shall weave it stronger, yet ere the circle closes. In the year that's come and gone, in the golden weather, street by street we swore to keep the watch of life together. In the year that's coming on, which in joy and sorrow we shall light our lamp, and where it lies mysterious more. Invictus, by William Ernest Henley. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bulgings of chance my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears illumes but the horror of a shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and will find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, or charged with punishments was cruel. I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul. Last Post, by William Ernest Henley. The days her work is over and done, and we no more will need the sun. Blow, you buggles of England, blow, we's are gone, whither all must go, mightily gone for the field we won. Sound of workaday, whir of battle, touch the glory of God's own red, bear we our chosen to the bed. Settle them lovingly when they fell, and with good love they laughed so well. And their deliveries to the dear Lord said, and the last desperate volleys ranged and sped, blow, you buggets of England, blow, of the camps of the beaten foe, blow glory and pity to the victor mother, sad as a sacrificial dead. Labour and love and strife and mirth, we gave a part in this goodly earth. Blow, you buggets of England, blow, that a name as a sun among stars might glow to the dusk of time with honour and worth. That stung by the lust of the pain of battle, the one race ever might starkly spread, and the only flag eagled overhead. In a rapture of wrath and fate and pride, thus they failed and thus they died. So to the maker of homes, to the giver of bread, for Hosty's sake the triumphing souls were shed. Blow, you buggets of England, blow, while you break the heart of a beaten foe. Glory and praise to the everlasting mother, glory and peace to a lovely and faithful dead. Life is bitter, by William Ernest Henley. Life is bitter, all the faces of the years, young and old, are grey with travail and with tears. Must we only wake to toil, to tire, to weep? And the sun among the leaves, upon the flowers, slumber stills to dreamy death the heavy hours, let me sleep. Riches one but mock the old, unable years, fame superlative hides beneath a sea of tears. Love must wither, or must live alone and weep. And the sunshine through the leaves across the flowers, while we slumber, death approaches over the hours, let me sleep. Midsummer Midnight Skies, by William Ernest Henley. Midsummer midnight skies, midsummer midnight influences and airs, a shining, sensitive silver of the sea, touched with a strange hue the losing of dawn, and also solemnly still I seem to hear the breathing of life and death, secular accomplices renewing the visible miracle of the world. The wistful stars shine like good memories, the young morning wind blows full of unforgotten hours as over a region of roses. Life and death sound on, and the night magical, troubled yet comforting, thrills as if the enchanted castle is the heart of a wood's dark wonderment swung white as waves, and filled the dim sea-banks of exquisite visitants. Words fire-hearted yet dreams and desires, with living looks intolerable, regrets whose voice comes as the voice of an only child, half from the grave. Shapes of a might have been beautiful, miserable, distraught, the law no man may baffle the night and slew. The spellbound ships stand as at gaze, to let them marvel by. A grey road glooms, Glimmers goes out, and where it fades, what grace, what glimmer, what wild wilderness figure the shadows, whose heart of my soul of my soul, but yours. Ghosts, with the firing air teems with them even to the gleaming ends of a wild day spring. Ghosts everywhere, till I and you at last, dear love at last, and the dreaming even as life and death, twin ministers of the unoriginal will. Oh, gather me the rose, by William Ernest Henley. Oh, gather me the rose, while yet in flower we find it. For summer smiles, but summer goes, and winter waits behind it. For the dream forgone, the deed forborne forever, the warm regret will canker on, and time will turn him never. So well it were to love, my love, and cheat of any laughter, the fate beneficent both, the dark before and after. The myrtle and the rose, the sunshine and the swallow, the dream that comes, the wish that goes, the memories that follow. Oh, have you blessed behind the stars, by William Ernest Henley? Or have you blessed behind the stars the blue sheen in the skies, when June the roses round her calls? Do you know the light that falls from her beloved eyes? And if you felt the sense of peace that morning meadows give, when you know the spirit of grace, the angel abiding in her face who makes it good to live? She shines before me, hope and dream, so fair, so still, so wise, that winning her I seem to win out of the dust and drive a din and knock off paradise. Oh, time and change, William Ernest Henley. Oh, time and change, where range and range, from sunshine around to thunder. Where glance and goes, the great winds blow, the best of our dreams drive under. But time and change is strange, and now we have looked and seen us. Oh, we but were dear, we are all too near, with the thick of world between us. Oh, death and time, by chim and chim, like bells at sunset falling. They end the song, where right or wrong, is set the old echoes calling. For death and time bring on the prime of God's own chosen weather, and we lie in the peace of a great release as once in the grass together. One with a ruined sunset, by William Ernest Henley. One with a ruined sunset, with strange forsaken sands. What is it waits and wonders in signs of desperate hands? What is it calls in the twilight, calls as its change were vain? A cry of the gulls and seaward, or the voice of an ancient pain? The red ghost of a sunset, it walks from as its own, these dreary and desolate reaches, but oh, when it walked alone. Some starlit garden grey with dim, by William Ernest Henley. Some starlit garden grey with dim, some chamber flushed with wine and fire. What matters where, so I and you are worthy or desire? Behind the past with scourge and jeers, for armored loins and lamps unlit, in front the unmanageable years that trap upon the pit. Think on the shame of dreams for deeds, the scandal of unnatural strife, the slur upon immortal needs, the treason done to live. Rise, no more living lie, but with me quicken and control some memory which shall magnify the universal soul. The full sea rolls and thunders, by William Ernest Henley. The full sea rolls and thunders in glory and in glee. Oh, bury me not in the senseless earth, but in the living sea. Hey, bury me where it surges 1,000 miles from shore, and its brotherly unrest I'll range for evermore. The gods are dead, by William Ernest Henley. The gods are dead? Perhaps they are, who knows? Living at least in Lemperia undeleted, the wise affair, the awful the jokes. Oh, one and all, I like to think we treated in some still land of lilacs and the rose. Once high they sat, and higher earthly shows with sacrificial dance and song were greeted. Once, long ago, but now the story goes, the gods are dead. It must be true, a world of prose, full crammed with fact and science, swathed and sheeted. Knots and a treacherous after-dinner dance, plangent and sad, and every wind that blows, whoever may hear the soil words repeated, the gods are dead. The past was goodly once, by William Ernest Henley. The past was goodly once, and yet when all is said, the best of it we know is that it's done and dead. Dwindled and faded quiet, perished beyond recall, nothing is left at last of what one time was all. Coming back like a ghost, starring and lingering on, never word it speaks, but proves it dead and gone. Duty and work and joy, these things it cannot give, and the present is life, and life is good to live. Let it lie where it fell, far from the living sun. The past that goodly once is gone and dead and done. The sands are alive with sunshine, by William Ernest Henley. The sands are alive with sunshine, the barbers lodge in foam, and out in the bay a bugle is lilting a gallant song. The clouds go racing eastward, the blithering cannot rest, and the shout on the shingle flashes like the shining soul of a jest. While children romp in the surges, and sweethearts wander free, and the furthest with laughter dimples, and would it were deep over me. The shadow of dawn, by William Ernest Henley. The shadow of dawn, stillness and stars and overmastering dreams of life and death and sleep. Heard over gleaming flats the old unchanging sound of the old unchanging sea. My soul and yours are hand in hand, let us fare both to ghosts, to the ghostliness, the infinite and abounding solitudes beyond. Here in the porch upon the multitudinous silences of the kingdoms of the grave, we train are you and I to ghosts omnipotence can touch no more, no more. The skies are strewn with stars, by William Ernest Henley. The skies are strewn with stars, the streets are fresh with dew, the thin moon drifts to westward, the night is hushed and cheerful, my thought is quick with you. Near windows gleam and laugh, and far away a train clings glowing through the stillness. Great contents in all things, and life is not in vain. The spring, my dear, by William Ernest Henley. The spring, my dear, is no longer spring. Does the blackbird sing what he sang last year? Are the skies the old immemorial blue? Ah, am I, or are you grown cold? For life be changed, it is hard to bear, when the old sweet air sounds forced and strange. To be out of tune, plain you and I, it were better to die and so. The ways are green, by William Ernest Henley. The ways are green with the gladdening sheen of a young year's fairest daughter, of the shadows that fleet over springing wheat, of the magic of running water. The spirit of spring is in everything, the banners of spring are streaming. We march to tune from the 5th of June, and life's a dream worth dreaming. It's all very well to sit and spell at the lesson there's no gainsaying, and what to do is I want and use, and the whole mad worlds are mine. And the meadow glows, and the orchard snows, and the air with love moths teeming, and fancies break, and the senses wake, our life's a dream worth dreaming. What nature has writ with a lusty wit is worded so wisely and kindly, that whoever has dipped in the manuscript must up and follow her blindly. Now the summer prime is the blithest rhyme, in the being and the seeming, and they that have heard the overword, now life's a dream worth dreaming. Where's the glimmering lake of light? By William Ernest Henley. Where's the glimmering lake of light, a dream of pearly weather? The first of stars is burning white, the star we watched together. Is April dead? The unresting year will shape us our September, and April's work is done, my dear, do you not remember? A gracious eve for every star, still flashing, glowing, sinking, or lives of lovers near or far, so glad is I in thinking. The gallant word is warm and green, for May fulfills November, when lights and leaves and laughs have been sweet, will you remember? Austere Meninin and Serene, I take the good tomorrow. I felt so verge to verge my dream with all its joy and sorrow. The old sweet spell is unforgot, but turns to June, December, and though the world remembered not, laugh we would remember. There's a regret, by William Ernest Henley. There's a regret, so grinding, so immitigable sad, remorse whereby feels tolerant, even glad, do you not know it yet? For deeds that done rankle and snarl and hunger for the dew, till there seems naught so despicable as you, nor the grin over sun. Like an old show, the sea spurns and the land abhors, you lie about the beach of time, till by and by death that there rides you to. Death as he goes, as the regiments around, spies you way astray, with half an eye, and kicks you out of his way, and when, who knows? And the kind grave turns on you, and you feel. But the kind grave turns on you, and you feel the convict warm, and the black bride while working out his term, hanker and grope and crave. Poor fool that might, yet would not, dared not let this be. Think of it, he and was made over to me in this implacable night. And riving fain and like a frumping lover, he shall take his fill when a high memory lives to make his obscene victory way. Time and Earth, by William Ernest Henley. Time and earth, the old father and mother, were teeming accomplished, the purpose fulfilled. Close with a smile for a moment of kindness, earth of a winter we settle to sleep. Failing yet gracious, slow pacing, soon homing, a patriarch that strolled through the tents of his children, the sun as he journeys his round on the lower escons of blue, washes the roofs and the hillsides with clarity, charms the dark pools, till they break into pictures, scatters magnificent elms to the beggar trees, touches the mist folk that crowd to the escort into translucent, radiant and ravishing, as with the visible spirit of summer gloriously vaporized, visioned and go. Love of a fallen leaf mark, and the fleeting light and the loud, loitering footfall of darkness signed to the heart, of the passage of destiny. Here's the ghost of a summer that lived for us, here's the promise of summers to be. To me at my 5th floor window, by William Ernest Henley. To me at my 5th floor window, the chimney pots in a row, are sets of pipes pendine, for every wind that blows. And the smoke that whirls and eddies 1,000 times in keys, as really a visible music, set to my reveries. Or monstrous pipe, melodious, with fitful tune and dream, where clouds are your only audience, or thought is your only theme. To my mother, by William Ernest Henley. Shimmering a dream by the way, with ocean's rapture and roar, I met a maiden today, walking alone on the shore. Walking in maiden wise, modest and kind and fair, with freshness of spring in her eyes and the fullness of spring in her hair. Cloud shadow and scudding sunburst were swift on the floor of the sea, and the mad wind was romping its worst, and it was her magic to me, of a charm of midsummer skies. I only saw she was there, a dream of a sea in her eyes, and a kiss of a sea in her hair. I watched her vanish in space, she come where I walked no more, but something had passed of her grace to the spell of a wave on the shore. And now as the glad stars arise, she comes to me, rosy and rare, with the light of the wind in her eyes, and the hand of the wind in her hair. Trees and the Menace of Night by William Ernest Henley. Trees and the menace of night, when a long, lonely leaden moor, backed by desolate fell, as by a spectral battlement, and when, low brooding, interpenetrating all vast grey, listless, inexpressive sky, so begat so incredible bereft of starlight and the song of racing worlds, it might have belied down upon the void, whereas the terror light was beginning to be. Is in the trees fulfilled of night, night in the wretchedness of the sky? Is it in the hurry of the rain, or the noise of the drive of the dead, streaming before the irresistible will, through a strange dusk of this, the debatable land between their place and ours? Like the forgetfulness of the work-a-day, a world made visible, a mist falls from the melancholy sky, a messenger from some lost and loving soul, hopeless, far-wandering dazed, here in the provinces of life, a great, white moth fades miserably past. Through the trees and the strange dead night, under the vast dead sky, forgetting and forgot, a drift of death sets to the mystic myrrh, the phantom fell of the unimagined vastitudes beyond. 2 days. William Ernest Henley. The day we brought our beautiful one to lie in the green pace within our gates. He came to give us greeting, boyish and kind and shy, and stricken as we were, we blessed his name. That like the creature of light that had been ours, soon the sweet earth disinherited. He too was soon, even with the years-out flowers, the unanswering generous of the dead. So stand we friends for you, who stood our friend through him that day. For now through him you know, that though where love was, love is till the end, love turned of death to longing like a foe strikes, and ruined heart goes forth to crave mercy of a high, austerely, unpitying grave. Under a Stagnant Sky by William Ernest Henley. Under a stagnant sky, gloom out of gloom and coiling unto gloom, the river, jaded and forlorn, welters and wanders wearily, wretchedly on. And in and out among the ripes of the old skeleton bridge, as at the piles of some dead lake-built city full of skulls, worm-worn, red-riddled, mouldy with memories, lingers to babble to a broken tune, once so the unvoiced music of my heart. So melancholy, so lick, it sounds as it might tell the secret of the unending grief and grain, the terror of time and change and death that wastes this floating, transitory world. Or to the incantation that forced the huddled shapes on yonder shore to take and whirl the night like a material majesty, that touched the shafts of wavering fire about this miserable welter and wash, river, O river of journeys, river of dreams, in the long shining signals of the pans of an enchanted pleasure-house, where life and life might live, life lost in life, for ever and evermore? Or death, or change, or time, without you, the unsuperable eyes of these poor might-have-beens, these fatuous, ineffectual yesterdays. We are the choice of a will, by William Ernest Henley. We are the choice of a will. God, when he gave a word that called us into line, set in our hand a sword. Set us a sword to wield none else could lift and draw, and bade us forth with the sound of the trumpet of the law. East and west and north, wherever the battle grew, as men to feast we fared, to work of a will to do. Bent upon vast beginnings, bidding anarchy cease, had we hacked it to the pit we had left at the place of peace. Marching, building, sailing, pillar of cloud of fire, sons of a will, we fought to fight of a will our sire. The road was never so rough, would we left its purpose stark. Stark was ever the sea, but our ships were yet more stark. We tracked the winds of the world to the steps of the very thrones, the secret parts of the world are sorted with our bones. Till now the name of names, England, the name of might, flames from remorseful fires to the bounds of the boreal night. The call of a morning drum goes in a girdle of sound, like the voice of a sun in song, a great globe round and round. And the shadow of a flag, when it shows to the mother breeze, floats from shore to shore the universal seas. And the loneliest death is fair with the memory of the flowers, and the end of the road to hell with a sense of the dews and showers. Who says we shall pass, or the fame of us fade and die, where the living stars fulfill their round in the living sky? Where the sire lives in his sons, and the pay the father stepped, and the lion has left the whelp wherever his claw was set. And the lion in his whelps, as whelps that none shall brave, is but less strong than time in the great all-whelming grave. We flash across the level by William Ernest Henley. We flash across the level, we thunder through the bridges, we bicker down the cuttings, we sway along the ridges. A rush of streaming hedges, a jostling light and shadows, of hurrying stations, of racing woods and meadows. We charge the tunnels headlong, the blankness roars and shatters, crash between embankments, we open spines and scatters. We shake off the miles like water, we might carry Royal Ramson, and I think of the waiting, and long for a common Hanson. We shall surely die, for William Ernest Henley. We shall surely die, must we needs grow old and cold, and we know not why, of the by and by, and the tale that's told. We shall surely die, must we needs grow old and sigh, grudge in the fold, resent and scold, not you and I, we shall surely die. What have I done for you, William Ernest Henley? What have I done for you, England, my England? Or to swear would not do England my own. With her glorious eyes austere, as the Lord were walking near, whispering terrible things and dear, as the song on your buckets blown, England, round the world on your buckets blown. Where shall the watchful sun, England, my England, match the masterwork you've done, England, my own? When shall he rejoice against such a breed of mighty men as come forward 1 to 10 to the song on your buckets blown, England, down the years on your buckets blown? Ever the fate endures, England, my England, take and break us, we are yours, England, my own. Life is good, joy runs high between English earth and sky. Death is death, but we shall die to the song on your buckets blown, England, to the stars on your buckets blown. We call you proud and hard, England, my England, to with worlds to watch and ward, England, my own. Whose mailed hand keeps the keys of such teeming destinies. You could know not read nor ease, with a song on your buckets blown, England, round the pit on your buckets blown. Mother of ships whose might, England, my England, is a fierce old sea's delight, England, my own. Chosen daughter of the Lord, spouse and chief of the ancient sword, where's the menace of the word, and the song on your buckets blown, England, out of heaven on your buckets blown. What is to come we know not, but William Ernest Henley. What is to come we know not, but we know that what has been was good to show, better to hide, and best of all to be. We are the masters of the days that were, we have lived, we have loved, we have suffered, even so. Shall we not take the ebb who had the flow? Life was our friend, now if it be our foe, dear, though it spoil and break us, need we care what is to come? As the great winds the worst and wildest blow, of the gold weather round us mellow slow. We have fulfilled ourselves, and we can dare, and we can conquer, though we may not share, in the rich quiet of the afterglow, what is to come. When the wind storms by with a shout, William Ernest Henley. When the wind storms by with a shout, and the stern sea caves rejoice and tremble, and the roar of onsetting waves, when it comes home to the heart, that the top of life is the passion that burns the blood in the act of strife, to put high the dead down where in the quiet graves, but it rose with a fen behind and the fog before, when the rain-rod spreads and the tame sea mumbles the shore, not to adventure, none to fight, to right and to wrong, sons of a sword, heartsick for a stave with a sigh-salt song, or you envy the blessed death that can live no more. When you are old, by William Ernest Henley. You are old, and I am passed away, past and your face, your golden face is grey. I think whatever be end, this dream of mine, comforting you, a friendly star will shine, down the dim slope where still you stumble and stray. So may it be, it's a dead yesterday, no sad-eyed ghost, but generous and gay, may serve your memories like almighty wine when you are old. Dear heart, it shall be so, under the sway of death the past's enormous disarray lies hushed and dark. Yet though there come no sign, life on will pledged, immortal and divine, love shall still tend you, as God's angels may, when you are old. Where forlorn sunsets flare and fade, by William Ernest Henley. Where forlorn sunsets flare and fade, on desolate sea and lonely sand, out of the silence and the shade, was a voice of strange command, calling you still, as friend calls friend, with love that cannot brook delay, to rise and follow a ways that wend over hills far away. Hark in the city, street on street, a roaring reach of death and life, of vortices that clash and fleet, and ruin and appointed strife. Hark to it calling, calling clear, calling until you cannot stay, from dear things when you're almost dear, over the hills and far away. Out of the sound of the ebb and flow, out of the sight of the lamp and star, it calls you where the good winds blow, and the unchanging meadows are. For faded hopes and hopes gleam, it calls you night and day, beyond the dark and to the dream, over the hills and far away. Why do my heart do we love her so? By William Ernest Henley. Why my heart do we love her so? Geraldine, Geraldine. Why does the great sea ebb and flow? Why does a round world spin, Geraldine, Geraldine? bid me my life renew. What is it worth unless I win love, love and you? While my heart, when we speak your name, Geraldine, Geraldine, throbs a word like a flinching flame. Where does the spring begin? Geraldine, Geraldine, bid me indeed to be. Open your heart and take us in, love, love and me. Your heart has trembled to my tongue, by William Ernest Henley. Your heart has trembled to my tongue, your hands in mine have lain, your thought to me has leaned and clung, again and yet again, my dear, again and yet again. Nor die the dream, or calm the wife, to pass is not in vain, for holy as it was your life can never be again, my dear, can never be.